Inside an imaginary magical shopping street, a student notices a new broomstick displayed in a long box. The object is fictional, but it provides a rich way to practice real English for shape, material, balance, movement, comparison, and safe storytelling. Today we are going to examine a fictional flying broomstick closely and learn how to describe it in clear, natural American English. The goal is not only to name the object. The goal is to explain its purpose, appearance, material, texture, parts, physical actions, results, and safe use. This kind of organized description is useful in everyday conversation, school speaking tasks, Cambridge KAT, PET, and FCE preparation, and any situation where a listener needs to picture an object without seeing it. A fictional flying broomstick is used for carrying a writer through the air in fantasy stories. Its general shape is a long, narrow wooden shaft with a bundled tail of twigs or fibers at one end. It is commonly made from polished wood for the shaft, flexible twigs or synthetic fibers for the tail, metal bands or fittings, leather straps, and decorative paint or varnish. When you hold or touch it, it may feel smooth along the handle, firm through the shaft, rougher around the bundled tail, balanced near the center, and light enough to carry in a story. Notice the difference between is and feels. Is describes identity, shape, material, or condition. Feels describes the physical experience of touching, lifting, pressing, or holding the object. We can say it is made from wood, but it feels smooth and firm. We can say it is lightweight, or it feels heavier when it is full. Begin with a basic sentence. This is a fictional flying broomstick. Upgrade it by adding purpose. This is a fictional flying broomstick used for carrying a writer through the air in fantasy stories. Add appearance and material. It is a long, narrow wooden shaft with a bundled tail of twigs or fibers at one end, and it is made from polished wood for the shaft, flexible twigs or synthetic fibers for the tail, metal bands or fittings, leather straps, and decorative paint or varnish. Add touch and handling. It feels smooth along the handle, firm through the shaft, rougher around the bundled tail, balanced near the center, and light enough to carry in a story. A complete description combines purpose, shape, material, and touch without turning into one extremely long sentence. Important parts include the handle or shaft, front tip, central grip area, footrest, tail bundle, binding bands, decorative markings, storage case, and imaginary control charm. Do not memorize the list without meaning. Connect every part to 4 questions. Where is it located? What does it look or feel like? What does it do? How does a hand, tool, or another part interact with it? A useful pattern is the part is located here and it helps the object do this. Another is I place my hand on this part so that I can control the movement. Location plus function produces a stronger description than a list of labels. Precise verbs make physical explanations easy to imagine. Mount means sit securely on the broomstick. Grip means hold the shaft firmly. Push off means leave the ground with an initial movement. Rise means move upward. Hover means remain in one place in the air. Lean means move the upper body to influence direction. Steer means control where the broomstick goes. Slow down means reduce speed. Descend means move downward. Land means return safely to the ground. General verbs such as do, make, put, and get are sometimes necessary, but they should not carry the entire explanation. A precise verb shows direction, pressure, speed, and result. Press is controlled downward force. Push moves something away from you or farther into a space. Pull moves it toward you. Slide means smooth movement along a surface or track. Twist means turn around a central point. Lift means move upward. Lower means move downward with control. Grip means hold firmly enough to prevent slipping. Hold steady means keep one part still while another part moves. A complete action sequence should show order and hand position. First, examine the fictional broomstick and identify its center of balance. Next, place it on the ground in an open imaginary training area. Next, mount it carefully and keep both hands on the shaft. Next, push off gently instead of making a sudden jump. Next, rise only a short distance during the first practice. Next, lean slightly to steer and return to the center to fly straight. Next, slow down before descending. Next, land with both feet ready and step away from the tail. Sequence words make the explanation easier to follow. First, next, after that, once, while, before, and finally. Add while when 2 actions happen at the same time. Add once when one step must be completed before the next begins. For example, hold the object steady while you move the working part. Once the connection is secure, continue to the next step. Before you put it away, check that it is clean and dry. Cause and effect language explains why a step matters. Use because for a reason. Hold it firmly because the surface may be slippery. Use so that for a purpose. Keep it level so that the movement remains controlled. Use otherwise for a possible negative result. Line up the parts carefully, otherwise they may jam. Use as a result for an outcome. The handle was loose. As a result, the object was difficult to control. Strong instructions explain both the action and its consequence. There's also an important language contrast here. A real broom is used for sweeping a floor, while a flying broomstick belongs to fantasy. We sweep with a real broom. In a story, a character may mount, steer, hover on, and land a flying broomstick. Similar verbs are not always interchangeable. Open is general, while unzip, unscrew, unfold, lift, slide open, and flip open describe a particular mechanism. Close is general, while zip up, screw on, fold, push in, snap shut, and lock explain how the object becomes closed. Choose the verb that matches the movement you can actually see. Useful phrasal verbs in everyday chunks include look it over, pick it up, set it down, take it out, put it back, line it up, move it aside, wipe it down, check it over, and store it away. Look it over means examine it briefly. Pick it up means lift it from a surface. Set it down suggests controlled placement. Take it out means remove it from a container or space. Put it back means return it to its original position. Line it up means place parts in the correct alignment. Store it away means place it in a safe location after use. Safety language is part of accurate descriptive English. Make sure you remember that real household brooms are not designed for riding. Make sure you keep fantasy actions inside stories, games, animation, or supervised dramatic play. Make sure you describe protective clothing, clear airspace, and trained supervision in the fictional world. Make sure you avoid sudden turns near buildings or crowds in the story. Make sure you store the imaginary broomstick securely instead of leaving it across a walkway. Use make sure to introduce an important check. Use avoid plus an ing form for a danger. Avoid touching the sharp edge. Use never for a strict rule. Use keep plus an object and an adjective or location. Keep the surface dry, keep your fingers away from the gap, or keep the equipment in a safe place. Safety sentences naturally combine vocabulary, grammar, and cause and effect. Now listen to an answer upgrade sequence. Basic, I use it. Better, I use the fictional flying broomstick for carrying a rider through the air in fantasy stories. Stronger, first I check the main parts. Then I hold it steady and use the correct movement. I continue carefully so that nothing slips, breaks, spills, or becomes damaged. Finally, I clean it, close it, or return it to its storage place. The stronger answer works because it has order, precise verbs, and clear reasons. Here is a 45-second speaking challenge. Begin with what the object is and what it is used for. Add 2 visible features, 2 materials or textures, 3 important parts, and 3 precise action verbs. Finish with 1 safety rule. Repeat the answer but add because, so that, and otherwise. On the third attempt, speak without notes. Repeated expansion turns passive vocabulary into active speaking. The source lesson explored a magical shopping street, exciting school supplies, a new broom model in a box, imaginative bookshop objects, fame, and extended comparison. That connection shows how one class topic can become a complete real-life English lesson. A room, a story, an internet search, a science discussion, a sports activity, a fantasy setting, or a pronunciation challenge can all lead to precise language about objects and actions. Let us finish with a model description. This is a fictional flying broomstick used for carrying a rider through the air in fantasy stories. It has a long, narrow wooden shaft with a bundled tail of twigs or fibers at one end. It is made from polished wood for the shaft, flexible twigs or synthetic fibers for the tail, metal bands or fittings, leather straps, and decorative paint or varnish, and it feels smooth along the handle, firm through the shaft, rougher around the bundled tail, balanced near the center, and light enough to carry in a story. Its important parts include the handle or shaft, front tip, central grip area, footrest, tail bundle, binding bands, decorative markings, storage case, and imaginary control charm. First, I examine it and make sure the area is safe. Next, I use the correct grip and movement. I keep it steady because control prevents mistakes. Once the action is complete, I check the result, put everything back in place, and store the object safely. Pause now and describe the object in your own words. Keep the order clear, use a precise verb, add a reason, then repeat the answer with one more detail.